Okay. Hello. So, welcome to Care.Ful.Lines.Podcast. I'm excited to have you here. I am redoing my intro. So, if you notice any kind of repetitive anything in the next 2 weeks, my week one and then my week two, it's because I'm redoing this video. And we can get into that, okay? What's the purpose? What is this? What am I doing? Who am I? Let's get into it. So, my name's Caroline. I have always wanted to do some kind of podcast, some kind of vlog, something of that nature, and just really never taken the bite. I've always kind of felt like, what do I have to say that's important, or just a lot of maybe judgment, a lot of doubt. And I'm kind of just past that at this point. Kind of ready to take the bait, ready to take the bite, ready to take the jump. And so here I am. And what I'm going to start with is for the next 15, 14 episodes, I'm doing weekly check ins with myself. And with you guys. So I'm doing a 100-day challenge, and that's where I'm going to start. But obviously, we're going to continue after that. What is this 100-day challenge that I'm doing? Putting out a lot of things. So whether that's I'm trying to accomplish financial goals, physical goals, spiritual goals, mental goals, they each have a step within the 100 days, and I can break that down. So for example, some financials, I'm not spending money on coffee. I am someone who loves coffee every single morning. As soon as I wake up, I take my dog pee, and then we go and we get coffee, and we get him a pup cup, and then we go for a walk. And that is my morning routine. I'm getting out coffee. We're doing coffee at home. God damn it. We're going to do it. As well as I'm not buying food at where I work. I have 2 different bar jobs. One of them, I tend to get myself food while I'm there. We're not doing that. Fitness oriented, I am tracking my macros and my calories. I have a workout regime or plan that I wrote out through years of experience and years of learning different stuff. I'll talk about running a lot, and I'll kind of in my weekly check ins, I'll kind of just get the fitness bit over with, and then we can dive into everything else. But that will be a big part of kind of my 100 days. And then on top of that, with the 100 days, no alcohol, no smoking, and then no cigarettes and celibacy. All of that for 100 days. And then other things, journaling every single day, waking up at 8:30 a.m. every single day. Every Monday, I'm like putting those tips directly into my savings. Like there's things that I'm doing throughout the 100 days that are all fulfilling some kind of goal or area of life. Why am I doing this? Why did I choose 100 days? What's the purpose? Yada yada yada. Overall, the purpose is self-discipline, and the purpose is to say, look what I can accomplish within these days. I'm someone who responds to doing hard things, and I'm someone who it's almost like the harder it is, the more fulfilled I feel at the end. Or I'm someone who enjoys doing hard things, seeing myself accomplish goals that other people might be like, that's not for me. And on top of that, the amount of people that I have had be like, oh, I could never give up all those things for 100 days. Really? You couldn't? I mean, yes, I understand, because the purpose is for it to be hard. I was thinking, part of this was I follow someone on Instagram and TikTok who's doing their own 100-day something, but they're like a pro strongman in the army. Okay. This is going to be so not that. This is not going to be that. So if you hear that and you're like, that's what she's going for, that's not what I'm going for. But I like his fitness content. I like watching fitness videos. I just find them interesting. I like seeing people's different workout modalities. And I had never seen pro strongman anything before, so I instantly was like intrigued. I think some of his insights are really valuable, and I like them. I like his way of thinking sometimes. Sometimes it's a bit stoic for me, but the point is, how a tarot reader will say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I like some of the things he has to say, and I enjoy his videos. So it inspired me to do my own 100 days of something. And fitness just kind of felt natural to me. I've always been interested in working out, what I'm eating. I just ran my first half marathon. Like, there are things about that area that just make sense to me and felt easy for me to set goals in. And then backtracking a little bit, I, on top of that, am someone who's a bit woo woo, a bit spiritual, a bit witchy, if you will. And I still pray often. I pray every single day. And I like to start out with my prayers with something I'm grateful for. And there's things in my life that I am desiring or wanting. And I was kind of praying one day and I was thinking, what am I willing to give up to receive these things? Because everything in life is a give and a take, an exchange of some kind, an energy exchange, an emotional exchange, a monetary exchange. Does not matter. Everything in life is some form of an exchange. And that includes when we pray, and that includes when we receive blessings. Okay. And, various quotes came to mind, various tales of from different people I had been thinking about. And so I was thinking not of bargaining, because I was raised Mormon, and it's not really encouraged to bargain with God. You don't bargain with him and say, if you do this, I'll do that. Um, but that's not really the God that I believe in. So if I say God, I don't want it to be stuck into that picture. Let's just get that clear. Um, a modern day Christianity God. That's not what I'm referring when I say God. God, universe, source, whatever label you'd like, go ahead and take it as you will. I do kind of use the term God because it's just comfortable for me. We'll start there. I was thinking, what am I willing to give up to show God that I am ready to receive certain blessings or receive certain things in my life? And at first I thought alcohol, and then I thought weed. And I was like, well, to be fully honest and like fair, if I'm going to ask for large things, those things to give up do not feel large to me. Those feel simple and easy to me. Maybe not weed, because it's something that helps me sleep. I have really bad insomnia. So I have been smoking like every single day for 3 years. But then again, on top of that, because of that factor, I just kind of go like mentally dumb. Like, I'm not even dumb. I just feel like fuzzy mentally, and it's not even really helping my sleep anymore. So the purpose is lost. Like, there's no point in me doing it anymore. So I was like, okay, I can give up those things, but I would like it to be harder. I like genuinely would like it to be harder, for me, because I want to prove that like these are things that I want. If these are things I'm asking for, but I'm giving up things that I know are easy, does it even really feel like a sacrifice at the end of the day? So started with alcohol and weed, and then I was like, well, cigarettes. Your girl loves a cigarette. Oh, yeah. I was like, okay, we can throw that on there, and I'll be okay with it. I will live, and it'll probably be good for me. And then I was like, what else? What else? What else? Something that would actually be hard, but I think would bring even more of a level of self control, discipline, showing self respect, showing myself what I deserve from others and from the energy around me. And so I was like, I can give up sex. I can give that up. I can do celibacy for 100 days. That's nothing. As I'm saying it, there is a part of me inside that's like, are you sure? Yes, I'm 100% sure. So, and I'm kind of already had a schedule. Technically, right now, as I'm filming this, because I told you I'm refilming my intro video, I'm 2 weeks in. So 14 days total. When I even started, like my day one, I was already ahead of schedule on all these things. So I guess technically I'm at like a month of no like smoking of any kind, and then technically like a month and a half of no alcohol and celibacy, maybe even longer. I don't know. A month and a half sounds accurate. We'll stay there. We'll act like that's the answer. Point is, I was like, okay, I can give all these up for 100 days. And on top of the workout and everything, I will maybe adjust some of my workouts or my eating plans throughout the 100 days. But the point is not to lose weight or to look a certain physique within 100 days or to necessarily do XYZ. A lot of the point of the 100 days is just to create structure and self discipline. If I can create structure in how I spend my money, if I can create structure in how I spend my time, if I can create self discipline in what I can say yes to and what I can say no to, where else can we go from there? Because 100 days sounds like a lot. In the grand scheme of things, it's nothing. That's not even a full third of the year. That's not even a full third of the year. So if I can do all these things and show myself that I'm capable of it, and then also show the universe this is what I want to do, and this is what I can accomplish within 100 days, and this is what I'm willing to give up, then I believe prayers will be answered, and I believe that the universe will respond accordingly. I just think, I mean, that's how I operate. That's how my faith kind of operates. That's how I think things work. If you don't, that's fine. That's you. Whatever. Like I said, that's a you thing. This is a me thing. After the 100 days, though, I do plan on continuing this kind of vlog, this podcast, whatever it wants to be. I do plan on continuing because why not? I've always wanted to podcast. I've always wanted something like this. And this is me taking a bet on myself. I just felt like the 100 days was an easy introduction. And at first it was just something I was going to do for myself. And then I felt encouraged to be like, no, like let's full send. Let's full send. So if you want to like join me and choose your own 100 days, that's great. If you just want to follow because you're intrigued and want to see what happens next, awesome. Welcome. Thank you. Whatever works. But I will continue. And I am someone who likes to think from all perspectives. I like to think of the grounded, let's touch grass, let's be stoic and logistical and very realistic kind of perspective. I also am someone who's very woo woo. I get into astrology. Um, I get into manifesting, as you've seen, but I also that's just how my brain works. I like to see things from all perspectives, and I like to take what works and what resonates for me, leave the rest, like I said. And I think that's a really good way to operate, at least in my mind, faith wise, because I don't do well with an organized by the book way of faith. It does not work for me. If that's your jive, awesome, love that for you. Again, that's just how I work. I am someone who's very big into self improvement in all directions, all forms. And that's why I do think I'll take a little bit of everything, fitness mentality, gym bro mentality, astrology mentality, religious. Like, I will take a little bit of everything. I grew up Mormon. Obviously, I'm no longer practicing. I've done a lot of therapy and a lot of personal work. Diagnosed bipolar when I was in high school. About 3 years ago, I was kind of re-diagnosed as complex PTSD. And if you know anything about that, you might know, the struggles that come with it. And those are things that I do want to touch on. I want to talk about mental health and really kind of all the self-improvement lanes. I want to talk about all of them. So we'll get there. But complex PTSD is kind of my home base of where I like to learn and maybe self adjust. But there's that. I'll tell you why I think you should listen. And, those are biased. I'm me. I think I'm the shit. If you don't think I'm the shit, that's fine. But those are my opinions. So I did ask a couple of my very close friends. They're all people I've known for 5+ years. Share why should people care what I have to say? And I said keep it simple and sweet. It can be funny, it can be cute, but like just keep it short. I'm gonna start with the funniest. Okay, my friend said the podcast bros have never asked themselves that question. They just buy a microphone and yap their stupid shit all over the internet. Why can't a insightful, hilarious, well-spoken woman do it? Thank you. I'll take that. Another friend said, I think people should care because you are not one dimensional in how you see things. You're good at calling things out while seeing the good in people and situations. You're not just loud for the sake of being loud. You actually think things through. You'll say your opinion confidently, but you're also one of the few people I know who will genuinely listen, consider other perspectives, and adjust if it makes sense. You see both the good in the situations and the reality of them, which makes what you say feel a lot more honest and grounded. Very kind. My friends are so good to me. Lastly, just a couple like short sentences from my sister-in-law. Hi, I love you. If you want to leave the conversation wondering how one person's life is basically a comedy show. Ain't that true? Ain't that true? Because she gives life advice with a dash of chaos and you'll always want more. Because she's honest about who she is and isn't pretending to have it all figured out. Those are some things, obviously, that people who've known me for a very long time are saying, I'll take it. I don't think they're wrong on any front. I believe those things about myself, but again, these are other people's. So do with that what you will. I'm excited to see where the 100 days takes me. I don't have like a full goal or a full image of what I'm wanting at the end of this 100 days or what I'm like hoping to gain. I've really been practicing kind of detachment and letting go of expectations in life. I'm someone who, anytime I make a long term plan, anytime I make a step by step, this is how this is going to be, or this is what's what, it never, ever, ever turns out how I planned or how I expected. I have begun just trusting the universe and their plan for me and saying, this is what I can do now. This is what I'm willing to do. And this is what I hope happens. But whatever ends up happening is what's going to happen. I have no control over that. But I believe that the universe, God, source, whatever, is always going to be conspiring in our favor. They always want to see us succeed. They always want to do what's best for us. Even if that means there's a failure along the way, even if it means there's a mistake along the way, that's okay. There's a purpose in it, and there's a purpose in what's to come next. And that's why you can't see it. That's why you're not supposed to see it, because everything is always going to end up bigger and brighter and more special than you could have planned, than you could have expected. I truly believe that. And not that I think at the end of this 100 days, I'll have some kind of grand, amazing, exciting, da 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 da, life changing experience. I don't think that at all. But I think that it's important for me to fulfill promises that I set out for myself. This is kind of a way of holding myself accountable. And this is a way of starting out on something I've always wanted to do. And this is a way of maybe creating community. Everyone's welcome. Everyone I'm excited to have. And I love new perspectives. I love unique perspectives. I love learning from other people. I love hearing why they operate the way that they do. So if you have something you want to add, if you want to join, I I welcome, please be here. That being said, I know I made a joke about men with podcasts. I'm sure what I have to share will attract more maybe theys, femmes, people of that nature, but everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome to be here with love and kindness and respect. With love, kindness, and respect. Oh, tidbit before I end. Disclaimer. Like I said, I did have to refilm my intro video because at first it was really geared towards myself. And then I just went balls to the wall. Okay, we're making this a full podcast. So this is a reintroduction video. I'm sorry if there is things that I repeat or kind of maybe they sound like, why is she sharing this right now in my week one check-in, or I'm sorry that I'm wearing the same outfit as as my week two check-in, because like I said, I'm doing this shit. But be patient with me as I work with technology and learn different editing, different audio, da 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 da. And my week 3 check-in should be a lot more structured and should be a lot more just kind of on the nose. So thank you again. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you, and I'm excited to see you next week.